Welcome to the E-commerce Badassery podcast, the place for scrappy entrepreneurs who want to learn actionable steps and strategies to grow the traffic, sales, and profit in your e-commerce business. I'm your host, Jessica Totillo-Coster, a 20-year retail veteran and former brick-and-mortar boutique owner who spent 3 years as the only employee of a 7-figure online store. That shit was crazy. I know exactly how it feels to do all the things, and I'm sharing everything I learned the hard way so you don't have to. I may have started this business by accident, but supporting badass bosses like you lights me the fuck up, and I am so stoked to see you grow. Are you ready, babe? Let's roll. Welcome back to the E-commerce Badassery podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Totillo-Coster. Quick shout out to everyone who already snagged the gift guide glow up. I am super stoked to see what you create for your business's holiday season. Please share it with me when you're done. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're going to want to listen to last week's podcast episode where we talked about the secret sauce to holiday sales, and that is product curation. While you don't need to listen to that episode for this week's episode to make sense, they do sort of go hand in hand. Having the best product curation is only the first step in a kick-ass marketing strategy. You have to get the word out about it too. That's why today I want to talk to you about your Q4 content. And just like we talked about the importance of being a guide to your customers last week, you want that to spill into your social content and email marketing too. The holidays are loud. Every brand is flooding inboxes, running ads, and shouting on social media. You are competing with everyone from Target to Aunt Sally's handmade soap shop on Etsy. And your customer? She's overwhelmed. She's juggling travel plans, school concerts, work deadlines, Aunt Linda's dairy allergy, and a dog that keeps eating the ribbon off the gifts. Her brain is at capacity. That means she cannot and will not do the imaginative leaps we wish she would. If your content is vague, if it leaves her wondering who it's for or why it matters, she's gone. It's not that she doesn't care, it's that she literally doesn't have the bandwidth to figure it out. So in Q4, your job is to be clear over clever. Spell everything out for her. Make the buying decision as easy and friction-free as possible. And that starts with positioning your product as the perfect gift and being clear on who it's for. That means every time you talk about what you sell, phrase it as the obvious gift for someone on your customer's list. Don't just describe the product, describe who it's for and the role it plays in their life. Your candle isn't just lavender and vanilla. It's the gift of calm for a friend who desperately needs 5 minutes of peace in the middle of holiday chaos. Your necklace isn't just a 14-karat gold-filled chain. It's the piece she'll wear every day, even on grocery runs, because it makes her feel put together. That hot sauce set, it's the thing Dad's gonna pull out on taco night and brag about to his buddies. It's not about technical details. It's about helping your customer connect the dots quickly. And they need that clarity, right? Because the holidays, like we said, their brains are already overloaded. So you want to tell them exactly who this gift would be great for. You want to make it obvious and just call it out. A cozy night-in treat for your Netflix-obsessed bestie. A thoughtful gift for teachers who deserve more than another mug. A luxury pick for the boss who already has everything. The clearer you are, the faster your customer will assign your product to someone on their list. And when they can instantly picture handing it over and seeing the smile and the gratitude from the recipient, you've already done half the selling. So as you're going through your Q4 content planning, I want you to think of it not as just selling stuff, but solving the stressful problem of holiday gifting. When you present your product as the perfect answer for someone specific, you can cut through the noise and make the buying decision effortless. Then, of course, we need to make sure that we're leaning on benefits, not features. We've all heard this a million times. Features tell, benefits sell, or people buy with emotion and justify with logic. This is just as true in Q4 as any other time of the year. Features explain what something is. Benefits explain why it matters. A feature could be a tote bag with an interior zipper pocket. Well, the benefit of that is she won't lose her keys at the bottom of her bag ever again. The feature? Blanket made with oversized chunky knit. Benefit? The cozy throw that makes movie night feel like a Hallmark holiday special. This is making me want to go watch a Hallmark holiday movie, not gonna lie. Feature: insulated travel mug that keeps drinks hot for 12 hours. Benefit: the coffee stays warm through school drop-off, grocery runs, and one too many holiday errands. Your customer doesn't want to figure this out on their own. And this is not exclusive to Q4, by the way. You may just want to adjust the benefits that you talk about so they fit within the season. We also need to make sure that we're overcoming potential gift objections. People want gifts that feel safe, right? They don't want to screw it up. Safe means easy sizing, easy returns, easy to give, and assurance that it's going to be delivered in time. So your content has to proactively overcome the little objections running through their minds. For jewelry, that might mean pointing out an adjustable clasp so customers don't have to guess on sizing. For food, it could be reminding them that it's shelf stable or ready to gift so they don't have to worry about freshness or presentation. For home goods, that could be showing how versatile the item is, saying that it fits any decor style so it feels like a safe choice no matter the recipient's taste. These reassurances might seem small to you, but they're exactly what builds buyer confidence. And don't forget about shipping. Amazon has totally warped consumer expectations, so you can't assume your customer knows how long things actually take. I promise you they don't. Be super clear about deadlines, transit times, and repeat them more than you think you need to. People tend to wait to the last minute. Then they'll realize it won't arrive in time. You both lose out, or even worse, they buy it thinking it's going to get there in time and it doesn't, and now they're mad and they blame you even though they weren't paying attention. Now, when it comes to actually communicating these things, you don't have to write an essay. You just want to sprinkle these reassurances into your product descriptions, emails, social posts. So when a customer sees your product, their brain says, okay, this is going to work. This is a safe choice. And you also want to send more emails than you're comfortable with. And I know you don't want to annoy people, but trust me, your customers have a lot more going on than keeping tabs on how often you hit send. Truth is, one email usually gets lost in the shuffle. 3 emails? That's when you finally start to break through the noise. Even if they see all 3, it's unlikely they're going to take action. Maybe they see the first one while waiting in the school pickup line. They see the next one when they're just about to sit down to dinner. And it's not until the 3rd one when they can actually pay attention to what it says, click through to your website, and sit down to place an order. And this, of course, doesn't mean you're sending the same exact thing over and over. You're going to mix it up with gift guides, FAQs, sale reminders, behind-the-scenes stories, different angles on the same product or offer. The goal is to stay consistent, top of mind, and not get lost in the inbox. And remember, if they're on your list, it's because they asked to be there and they want to hear from you. And if you take nothing else away from this week's episode, let it be this. Don't be afraid to send a lot of emails. And that brings me to the next thing I want to talk about, which is repeating yourself until the message lands. A lot of business owners psych themselves out with this, myself included. You feel like a broken record. You're sick of saying the same thing. You assume everyone else is sick of hearing it too. But the truth is, most of your audience hasn't even heard you say it yet. They don't open every email or read every caption. They don't remember every detail. Repetition is what drives the message home. And there's a difference between repetition and redundancy. So you can mix up the way you deliver that message so it feels fresh, but you're still saying the same thing. Hell, a lot of the things that I've talked about in this episode, you've likely heard me talk about before, but today I'm talking about it in reference to Q4 and what it means when you're trying to sell to a gift giver versus an end user. And there may be things that I'm talking to you about today that you've heard me say before, but it wasn't super relevant to you at the time. And so it didn't stick for whatever reason. And maybe today is going to be the day that it sticks for you. So when you're thinking about your products, you can do the same thing, right? When you're talking about the benefits of your product, you can use the same benefit, but turn it into an email, a carousel post, a reel. It can be a story. And they can all have different formats, and you can word it a little bit different, or you can even change up the benefit that you're talking about, even if you're relating it back to the same feature. People need to hear things multiple times before they're going to take action on it, before it's going to stick. You just need to really get comfortable with repeating yourself and feeling uncomfortable about repeating yourself. And I talked about this in a recent episode also, in regard to merchandising your website and putting your best sellers in multiple places so it's easy for people to find. So you feel like, oh, okay, well, it's in my bestseller category and it's in the product type category. But is that really enough? Probably not, right? You have to think about how that website visitor is going to shop your website, and you need to put it in their path so that they are potentially seeing it multiple times, or so that they'll pay attention to it. So the idea of repeating yourself is going to show up in a lot of different forms in your business. At the end of the day, though, repetition is what gets you sales. And I know that too, when it comes to content, I think for a lot of people, it can feel lazy, like you think you should be reinventing the wheel. So repeating something feels kind of weird. And you're like, oh, I'm just really throwing in the towel because I'm talking about this thing again. Sometimes I feel that way when I air a replay on the podcast. But you know how many new listeners I have who have never heard that? Or it's been over a year since that episode aired and you probably forgot about it. And so now you're hearing it again in a different place and space in your business. And so it's going to hit different. Marketing is repetition always. Ultimately, I just don't want your fear of repetition, however that shows up for you, to get in the way of you effectively marketing your product. So just keep repeating yourself is my point. Last but not least is don't sleep on list growth. Yes, 60% of your Q4 sales are going to come from those who engaged with you at the beginning of the year. But that still leaves a ton of opportunity for scooping up new customers during the holiday season. People are in shopping mode, and it's a great time to capture their attention. The key is to be intentional, starting right now. Most of us don't pencil in time to specifically focus on list growth and make it our number one priority, but you're definitely going to want to do that. That could look like collaborating with some biz friends and swapping shout outs in each other's emails. Finally, setting up ManyChat to collect emails in the DMs on social media. Focusing on building early access lists for your seasonal products or big promotions. Or running list building ads alongside your conversion ads. And I know sometimes you don't necessarily get that immediate ROI from list growth activities, but their value isn't just what they buy from you right now, but every single day after that, right? Every new email subscriber is multiple potential future sales and long-term ROI. So don't forget about the lifetime value of your customer and what that could potentially bring you in the future. It's absolutely worth it for you to carve out time in Q4 to focus intentionally on list building. All right, so let's recap your Q4 content strategy. Number 1, position your product as a gift and be clear on who it's for. 2, focus on benefits, not just features. 3, overcome objections before they stop the sale. 4, send more emails than you think you should. 5, repeat yourself until the message lands. And 6, don't stop trying to grow your list just because it's already Q4. None of this is complicated, but it does take some effort. The good news is when you put in the work, it'll pay off. And if you're listening to this thinking, this sounds great, but I don't have the time or brain space to come up with all this content, that's exactly why I created the Holiday Content Bundle. It's packed with content prompts and email subject lines designed specifically to sell physical products in Q4. And new for 2025 are short-form video scripts, AI prompts to help you write your content, and some improvements to the tools and worksheets that are inside. If you purchased the Holiday Content Bundle in past years, you already have access to all the updates in your course portal. If you want to get your hands on this goodie, I'll make sure to stick the link in the show notes. All right, friends, that is a wrap on this week's episode. Make sure you check the show notes for easy access to other holiday planning episodes and the resources I mentioned today. Have a kick-ass rest of your week, and I'll see you on the flip side. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you want to learn more about growing your e-commerce business, get started with my free resource library at ecommercebadassery.com/free stuff and get an invite to the Lounge, my e-commerce marketing membership. When you're ready for one-on-one support, apply to work with me at ecommercebadassery.com/apply. Before you go, would you do me a quick favor? Leave a rating and review and tap that follow button. This pushes me up the chart so I can support more scrappy e-commerce entrepreneurs just like you. I'm on a mission to reach as many as I can, and I could really use your help. Thanks so much in advance. Until next time, e-commerce friend, stay badass.